Hey, greetings and salutations. I'm Big Brother. Call me Andy if you like. Uh, Here for tonight's show, Antiquated, Antique, and Vintage Ephemera. Books. And I've got some other things that aren't just books. I've got some Titanic things. You remember the Titanic, right? Hey, Debbie, how you doing? I've got some more advertising on paper, so that's ephemera. I've got lots and lots of books. I went to the hello, ladies, hello, one and all. Debbie's in the house. Betty Green is in the house. Welcome, ladies. We have uh, I've got a milk crate full of books sitting down here next to me. I'm going to pull them out, go one by one, and when I get done with these, that's what I'm going to do for the night. I can probably, yeah, I've got a lot of them. Okay. Somewhere, not this show, but next show, uh, I'll have I believe it's U.S. Army Corps, uh, how to be a proper Armyman, dated 1911. Uh, Hello, Angie. How you doing? Keep your rain up there, would you? Um, Ladies, I owe everybody an apology for Sunday show. I said I was going to do a giveaway and didn't do one. Uh, Sometimes my head it doesn't work right. You ladies need to call me out and say, hey, yo, Andy, you didn't do a giveaway. Oh yeah, and then I'll do it right. So my head was going every which way. It's been a really intense week for me trying to keep my focus, and I'm doing okay. So, um, yep, yeah. So you up there north where Chucksters is I know he lives up that away, but they had some tornadoes going through. It's something you don't hear too much is tornadoes going through Wisconsin. So, hello, Veronica. Hello. Mm. So, I got plenty of books. At least half of them are from the 1800s. Uh, yeah, I might pull this one down, the one with the cover loss. I know there's one or two of you out there that like the books that uh, are okay if they're a little beat up. I let the people at the auction house know that if they come across those books while they're doing their clean outs of the houses and such, to uh, to put them aside and let me know. And I'd pay for them, of course, because they got to make money. It's a business. But if they come across the ones that are split and stuff like that, to put them aside for me, and I toss them a few bucks, and they can get rid of stuff they would normally throw away anyway. And I've talked about this before. After an auction is over, whatever is left in the house in the auction area that we're at the time, uh, whatever doesn't get taken out gets thrown away. They throw it in a dumpster. And yes, there are people that'll come around and go through the dumpster. In case you wanted to know, but this book's really neat. This is a really neat book. It really deserves. I don't know. It's just cool. lots of good pictures, lots of stuff. I've got lots and lots and lots of books. I can just reach down and grab handfuls of books. So I'm good to go. And most of them are in good shape. As a matter of fact, all but one is in good shape. So yep, planet's heating up. So so let's see. I start off the word "so" a lot. If you haven't noticed, I won these by accident, but I'm just showing them off. It's from the Indianapolis News, which is or Star, which was a hometown. But there's the Titanic thing, and it's been put under plastic, and it really doesn't. It's just a photocopy of the front page. It's just a. But that's what it is. If you like the Titanic, I could roll this up and throw it in a box, send it off to y'all. Let's see. If the treasure scavengers show up later, they will be getting an invoice after the show tonight. Debbie, you're pert near full. I'll probably send you an invoice as well. I got room in there for maybe one or two more things, and then trying to maximize everything I can in shipping. So, yeah, yep, yep. And I don't see, and everybody else is good to go. So, yeah, if it was a real newspaper, I'd probably keep it. So, yep, that's it. I'm just gonna sit here and go, so. I've learned to sew. I got this. I fought for this. And it's in perfect condition until I put it in the car, and then my dumbass did that. Now it looks like it's mine because I paid 20 for it because it's worth about 50 or 60 on eBay, and this was gonna go on eBay, but I went and bent it because if anything can go wrong, it will go wrong, right? Murphy's Law. Murphy seems to follow me around a lot. So, plenty of books. I think the newest book I have is from 1960, and it's a Nancy Drew story. Yeah, I think that one's from 1960. Oh, by the way, lighting, proper lighting. Look at that. It's not getting washed out. Woo-hoo. And I tested it earlier on these things I tried to sell on Sunday. They were getting washed out. I mean, all you could see was nothing. But now you can see the colors. Trust me, it's better. So something that was totally white was disappearing, but now you can at least see, Oh. And yeah, that's what I got. Oh yeah, one more thing, ladies, and if there's any gentlemen out there, I've got lots and lots of these. What are these? These are coin folders. As you can see, like this one is the Mercury Head Dimes, 1916 to 1945. All different ones. They're not all the same title. And these are the Whitmans, and apparently the Whitmans are the best books. Yes, they are empty. You fill them up. But yeah, I got lots of these Mercury Head Dimes, Barber Liberty Heads, Lincoln Head Pennies from 1909 to 1940. I could probably fill that one. I got a lot of wheat pennies. I've always collected wheat pennies. So they're worth about 4 cents a piece now. Woot. We'll spend it all in one place. So that's kind of what I got going on tonight. Yeah, I've actually took time to go through these books and see what they were, see how much they were, uh, see how much they were worth. I got to do that because I'm a reseller. So yeah, yeah, my lighting's kind of so. Well, I mean it's better now, but I needed a ring light, so because my other one went out, and man, I got these high intensity lights, and they're really for photographing when I put my stuff online. That's what they were really meant for. So, yep, yep, yep. Plenty of things in here. Beautiful old books. Look at that. Farm Legends. Isn't it beautiful? And I have some that are a little beat up, on the outside, but it's got beautiful graphics. I'll show these. Don't worry. Let me see. I put them down. Some of them came with neat little surprises in them, which I will leave inside them for you to enjoy. But let's see what we got here. 1899. This Farm Legends one's 1876. A lot of the 1800s. This one says pre-1900s. Can't pinpoint it exactly, but it seems to be like 1893. So, things like that. And yeah, that's what we're gonna do tonight, and that's pretty much all we're gonna do tonight. Are these books? I'm gonna go ahead and bring that one book down about halfway into the show. When we start here, this book from 1833, as I stated on Sunday, it is Walker's Critical Pronouncing Dictionary. So it's just a dictionary from 1833, and it's definitely European because it talks about the states, and because we were the rebels, right? So yeah, and it has that kind of tone with it, but it's a let me see. Let me get a passage out of here so you can kind of get an idea of what it is. A chronological table of the Civil War. But let's see. Here's one passage. It says General Hull surrendered his army and the whole territory of Michigan to the British under General Brock August 16th. It says the U.S. frigate Constitution of 44 guns, Captain Hull, captured the British frigate, I can't pronounce that, of 38 guns, James Dockray's, probably wrong, commander after an action of 25 minutes in which the British had killed 15 and 64 wounded, and Americans 7 killed and 7 wounded August 19th. So it's an account of who took who killed who, that kind of thing on the Civil War. This thing is cool. Just those last 3 pages. Okay, the rest of it's just a dictionary, and yeah, our language changed absolutely, but it's still changing. You listen to Gen Z because it's bussin', seems a little sus. Why don't you guys just say suspect? Whatever. So, our language is always evolving and stuff like that. So that's what I got in store for you tonight, and I'll be starting here in about another minute or two. Hope everybody is doing wonderful. Hope everybody's staying dry. It just started raining again here. We might have some strong ones come through, but I seriously doubt. I think most of them are south of us. Thank goodness. Yeah. And I'm going to show it again because I'm just giddy. I'm just super hyped about this. This is one of my favorite pieces. So, Onysteris, fossilized squid, basically. They're nautiluses with pointy shells. So, not to lie, they are the truth, not to lie. Get it? Not to lie. Um, Dad joke. Anyway, sunny day. Yep. Okay, so tell you what, let's just go ahead and jump right in. Everybody got the popcorn? I have, as I stated before, lots of these, and this I can stack them up like this, right? So, if there's anybody you know that likes coins, and you want these are the Whitmans. This is what the coin collectors want. I don't know why, but apparently Whitmans are worth more. Yeah, on eBay, the used ones, which these are all used, right? But they're in really good shape. Uh, the used ones go for about $3. Some of them more. The really big ones they go for like 5 to 6. I'm willing to do a buck a pop on them, guys. If you wanna, if you have a certain coin, if you know a child, a grandchild, a husband, a wife, whatever, that collects coins and maybe could put their stuff up, come talk to me. Tell me what kind of coins you want, and I'm sure I have it. Plenty. Yes, I'm grabbing more. Plenty. Here, this is Washington headquarters, 33 to 45. Lincoln cents, 1909 to 1940. That's another one. Here's a Lincoln headset starting in 1941. There's some thick ones in here, as you can see. This says Liberty Head nickels, and this is they got the plastic in them, to display your things, and of course the information there. Which two do you want? I mean, is there? I got Roosevelt dimes, 1946. There's Indians. I'm probably gonna. I don't know. Here's one for Indian cents. 1856 to 1909. Good luck getting any of those. Here's a Liberty standing $50. 1906. So I've got several. 3 thick ones. Okay. Ooh. I do have these two here, which they're a buck. And they're both Whitmans, but these are the newer ones. The blue ones, they're the older ones. What you would say would be vintage. But, these are the newer ones, as you can see. If you want, these are the only two I have like this. So, a nickel with plastic and a Lincoln early, if not taken. Okay. 3 thick ones. I don't know. Where'd they go? Okay, the rest of them are in. I am just going to write your request down and do the very best that I can to get your order. I don't need this. Oh my god. Tell me my pen's here. No, of course not. My pen's not there because I need it. Here we go. This will work. Patty, what the heck? Okay. Patty would like 3 thick ones. Give me a second while I write this down, ladies, so I don't forget. I'm so tired of going back and watching videos I've gone into before. I'm just going to write everything down. It's going to slow my show down, if that's possible. And but I want to make sure I get things right because I'm tired of messing up. I just went through a thing with Sung Lee, and it was me messing up. It's good to call me out. Debbie has caught me on things, and she was right, and I was wrong. And I'm glad she got a hold of me because I only want to make you ladies happy, right? I'm the good seller. I take pride in doing things right, and sometimes my mind doesn't behave. So let's see, write this stuff down. So feel free to call me out. I don't care. I just want to make things right. Nickel with plastic. And a trifle. And a thick one. And Debbie. We want the early cents. Well, trusting me, I trust myself. But yeah, I'm getting that remedied soon. Hopefully, I got a lot of hospital visits coming up. And one of them is talking to shrinks. So hopefully you can put me on a. Yeah, caring sellers don't make the money, but it's not always about the money, is it? So, Lincoln Early. You just want one, Debbie? I think I have a few of the early Lincoln books. I don't know for sure. I know I have at least 2 of them right here. Don't. Here, I need to put this somewhere where I won't forget, which will be anywhere I put it down. I want to show these. I want to offer them. They're going to be high dollar. I apologize, but these are really, really cool. And they're really, really cool. I don't know what else to say. But these are World War One, during World War One. And what these are stereoptic views, stereoptic views, which are the pictures you put in. They look like binoculars when you put them on and you look through them and you did this with it to focus, and they would come into view as 3-dimensional. Yeah, it's like they say, there's no friends at an auction, but I've been going to auctions for like over 15 years and I know better. Anyway, I want to show these to you. I appreciate the support, ladies. I really do. It means a lot. Like I said, these are all during World War One. These were taken during World War One, and they are of the Army during World War One. Hey, Shay, how you doing? So I'm going to give you a brief, but this says number 7, New England boys off duty in the Pine Grove, Plattsburgh, New York. These says this view authorized and used for pancroscope, which is the name of their thing they looked at. And it says, we will furnish continuous series on the latest war and other pictures of the national and worldwide interest from time to time. Anyway, so what it looks like, yes, they're double. That's so you can see it in 3D. I see these stereoptic views every once in a while. Sometimes they're cheap, sometimes they're not. It depends on who made them and how, what, conditions, everything. But there, you just look at one side, close one eye, and then look. But here you go. There's World War One, doughboys. The whole thing's up for grabs, okay? But like I said, I got two of them here that are worth a lot. But there you go. Come on, Andy, put it in the. There you go. So, driving out the invaders, fighting the Germans house to house. So you can imagine what they're doing there. And every one of them does have a description on the back, as you can see. That's 2. Number 3 would be, my goodness. Here's Andy. There we go. I'm trying to put it in view, ladies. There's that one. Allied soldiers firing from protective trenches and periscope use. So there they are. They're in the trenches for sure. Look at the bayonet on that thing. Anyway, I'm getting there, Andy. Or Angie. My name's Andy. What the hell? Still using cannons back there. Back then. Let's see. World War One, I want to say 1914 to 1920, and U.S. involvement from 1918 to 1920, maybe. I think those numbers they're close. There you go. This says Canadian artillery proceeding to the front. And now these two is what adds the money, okay? These next two is why this whole thing is the price that they are. But I'm going to show you. This is the Battleship Illinois showing a 13-inch and 6-inch guns. USN, United States Navy. There you go. And to add to that, on the back, see that stamp? Anything that pushed out guns and ships and tanks had to be approved. Let me see if I can read it through this. I did it passed. The Committee of Publication for Information in Washington. It is March, May 1st, 1918, down here at the bottom. So all this stuff that was released to the public had to go through some committee to say it was okay to give it to the public, because we don't want to be doing what Hegseth does and just give our secrets to anybody. So there's that one. Oh, but I got another one. The splendid battleship Wisconsin, U.S. Navy. Man, that thing just looks threatening, which is good. That's what it's supposed to do. It just really, really looks cool. And it's got the same stamp on the back. Marked May 1st, 1918. I'd be willing to do, I don't want to, I'd be willing to do 25. Like I said, that's a big number for this channel. But it's worth it. These are World War One. These battleship ones, the cheapest ones I saw on eBay were $10 a piece. So, and you get 2, 4, you get 6. So you get everything if you want them. 25. Well, okay, Debbie. Jeez. Hey, Debbie, I was going to ask you. Um, you got the postcard bit, right? That big thick thing, and I think it was 30. I was wondering if you were okay with it. Oh, well, we got an option. So I got Angie in for 26. That sucker is just awesome as hell. And the boys on the front line in New York. People looking for some Germans to kill. Yeah, the greeting card book. And Angie outbid you if you didn't catch. So, hello, Lindy. Lindy? I guess that's a cross between Linda Punky, I guess. I got Debbie in for 27. Just jumped in on some stereoptic views of World War One. I've got 2 battleships here, which were passed by the U.S. government to release to the public in 1918. These things are awesome. I've actually had these for about a month now. Okay. So these are where the cost is, and I throw in the rest of them for whatever. So World War One. Oh, I can only go back. My grandfather was in World War Two. So there we go. Cambodia. So I'll go through them again so Linda can see, and you ladies can see them again. I've got. They're looking for some Germans to add there. Woo! There's a bunch of doughboys sitting around New York. Here's Canadian artillery moving to the front, it says. And here's a bunch of boys in the trenches. This guy right here, that's a bayonet there, if you look. I got Angie in for 32. Is anybody else there? Anybody else there? Is anybody else interested? The battleship Illinois, United States Navy. Whew. Showing 13 and 6-inch guns. This stuff here just adds to it. It's part of the story of the card. That's why I like dealing in this stuff. It's history and these little embellishment things like a stamp. Most people go, it's a stamp, but no, all this stuff had to go through. There's a process of letting the public know what's going on in the war the right way. So, the stuff had to be approved. And that battleship just looks so menacing there. So it's great purchase. If anybody else, I'm going to give it to Angie at 32. Anybody else? Oof. There we go. You like those stereo cards? How many of the stereoptic things do you have, Andy? Or do you? I'm sure you do, right? Oh, Andy, 32. I'll keep that in mind because I come across these stereo cards from time to time. Say like every 3 or 4 months, they'll have them up at the auction. Wow. Wow. Yeah, I've seen some. Some of them are so old they're brown or brown on purpose. So they are neat. I just love that one. That one's just, it gets me excited for some reason. I don't know. So I'd like to thank you very much, Angie. It is much appreciated. Ladies, thank you for the bidding. And I might cut this into a clip, throw it out there for all to see. I will take care of these pronto. Put it in this little box right here. There we go. No harm can come to them. Okay, let's move on to books. We'll just go ahead and get rid of the newest one I have first. Bidding starts at $1 for this one. It is Nancy Drew Mystery Stories, The Bungalow Mystery. It needs some love, but it is whole. It is intact. It is 1960. I have a whole bunch of, some of the books from my childhood have survived, and I've got a whole list of them back there. They're all the Hardy Boys tales. So, but yep, I got Veronica in for one. Debbie, I know you like military type stuff. I have a book that I definitely think you might be interested in. Carson Drew sat up groggily. Plenty of okay. Where, oh where? Veronica, I love Nancy Drew and Hardy Boys. Yeah. There used to be a show, I remember, from the 70s, I almost want to think. Maybe early 70s. Live action thing on TV, back when there was only 4 stations. Veronica? 1. Thank you very much, Veronica. I'd say your box is filling up mightily quick there, Veronica. I did not think about that, did you? Mm-mm. Yeah, put him up there. Alrighty. Next up, I have this book. It is called The Last Days of Pompeii by Sir Bulwer Lytton. It has some condition issues. Here is the front. This is pre-1900s. It's a British publication. They weren't bound by the same rules that American is. So they don't have to put the copyright date in it, but I looked for it a little bit, and it's pre-1900s, and that's all I know. But it's very wordy. It's been redone and redone. As a matter of fact, you could probably find newer publications of this book. It's been turned into a movie a lot. So yeah, it is what it says it is. The last days of Pompeii. So these are Romans, lots of sex and debauchery probably. So oh yeah, $1. Starting bid $1. So yep. Do a spin of Nancy Drew, but it didn't last long. In pretty good condition. I mean, the pages are good. They're flexible, which means they're not brittle. You guys have seen the brittle ones I brought out before, and I got some brittle ones here. So got Veronica in for one. Do I have any other takers? Okay, be awarded to Veronica. Thank you very much, Veronica. Next book. This one is Beside the Bonnie Briar Bush. This one is in good condition. It comes with a little thing inside, which I will reveal. This one was published in 1899. First thing I'm going to show is the little thing that I found inside of it. But there we go. That's what that is. Does this come across backwards to you guys? Because it comes across backwards to me. I mean, do I need to flip the screen? Do I know how to do that? That's the next question. Okay, that's good. Single copy, 5 cents if you want it. This is basically yeah, an advertisement for famous books. That's what it says. The Throne of David, A Story of Chinatown, In His Steps. Address, David C. Cook Publishing Company, 36 Washington Street, Chicago. Downtown. So, yeah, a lot of them are religious in nature. 5 cents per coffee. It's called the New Sabbath Library. So, anyway, this is in with it. Bidding's going to start at $3 for this one. It's in really, really great condition. There's some writing there at the top. You ladies have become familiar with that kind of writing from the 1800 books. There's the guy that wrote it, a reverend. This is a religious book of kind of. Let's see. Yeah, copyright 1899. I already said that. This is the authorized edition, whatever that means. Anyway, what we got, lots of words. There are some illustrations in it. It's talking about somebody's sermon and people that are listening to the sermon, and it's about those people that listen to the sermon and how they react in their life and stuff like that. So it's a gorgeous book. It's got these, you've seen these graphics a lot. Sometimes you've seen it on like the sides, but it's pretty popular. You see something like this, it's probably turn of the century. So, wonderful, wonderful condition. And I got Veronica in for 3. I have a small library here, so I have enough for a couple weeks, or yeah, a couple weeks. The end of May might be kind of iffy for me doing shows. I may or may not be in town. I'm not sure. Thank you very much, Veronica. And you will get this with it. Anything I find in the books, you get with the books. Unless it's money. Oh, let's do. You know what? I said that Nancy Drew was the newest one. It's not. I found this one sitting at the bottom of all my books. Boy, is this one new. 2016. There you go. Indian cooking book. Indian food. It's nice. It's like it's never been opened. Oh, so much for that. I hope everybody's eating. So, a little story about who's making the food. Let's get on to the good stuff. I can't have Indian cooking. My stomach just doesn't handle that stuff anymore. I mean, yeah, it looks great, but unless I want to be camping out in the bathroom, no, thank you. So, if anybody wants to do this book, brand new, I do $5 on it. I don't know whatever that is. Looks like it hurts if you swallowed it. Look at that point. I'm sure you don't eat that, but veggies galore. Indian food. Corn fritters with avocado salsa. Here's a whole bunch of Indian burgers and chicken things and glazed potatoes and wet paste for seafood. Cumin roasted potatoes. Potatoes. Here's some drinks in the back. All right, the nutritional section. Sweet, fruity, I can't pronounce that word. Orange blossom Bellini. I know what a Bellini is. So, that looks delicious. I don't drink, so I used to. I just don't. I mean, I can, but why? So, tired of waking up with headaches and feeling like crap. Just don't like that stuff. I guess that's part of getting old and stuff. Anyway, anybody wants it? $5. It's worth it. There's a price tag on the back that says US $27.50. Probably somebody got it at Barnes and Nobles for half price or like $10. You've seen the big. You ever been to the bookstores? You've seen the big clearance section. Oh, there's no clearance thing on this. If it doesn't sell after a couple shows, then I'll give it to my sister. She's a hell of a cook. She doesn't like Indian food either, which is why I give it to my sister. Okay, so this is a gorgeous book. Bidding starts at. I'll do 5 on it. Spine's in wonderful condition. All these books, they're all in great condition for their age. But there you go. Here's a scroll. Let's try putting it this way. Farm Legends. Nice gilding on the covers, all gilding. This one is, as I stated, 1876. It's a book of poems, and there's a newspaper inside. Yes, as I remember. I pulled this out. I was looking for it. This piece of paper is brittle, so I'm going to open it up once. Then I'm going to put it back in the book, and we're going to leave it that way. I don't want it falling apart. And whoever wins this book, be careful when you open this up. I swear, if you sneeze, you'll sneeze right through it. So, but to give you some, yeah, see, it's coming apart already. But yeah, I'm just gonna close it. You can open it at your whims. This is a poem book. It's gorgeous. There's some separation down the spine here. It's been used a lot. Lots of illustrations in it for a poem book. That's really weird, but there you go. I got Veronica in for 7. Let's see, 5, 6, 7. Oh, let's see. The doctor story. I opened the window, the day was fair, and God gave Mrs. Rogers some air. Bottles and blisters, powders and pill, catnip, bosnet, stirrups and squills. Drugs and medicines, high and low, I threw them as far as I could throw. And they go on and on and on. Some of these poetic stories are actually prose, which means, sounds like words, uh, paragraphs. So this is beautiful. And we got Veronica, final bid at 7. This is pretty neat. Congratulations, V. And these just aren't, I didn't pull out the best ones for tonight. All of them are pretty much in this condition. I was very lucky. I was very lucky to have a little competition at the. There's always competition for ephemera. Everybody's starting to catch wind that ephemera is selling pretty good right now, which is why I started going to ephemera. That and I love books. Right? So, as a seller, as a business person, I think it's better to sell what you enjoy to sell. Otherwise, you're not going to like your job too much. So, got a big one here. Oh my God, and heavy. Big, thick ass book. Pardon my language. Big, thick book. But this is The Old Wives' Tale, illustrated, front, back, good condition. As you can see, some stating they all got some little, whatever, but it's in good condition. 1940, has full color pages. Yep. And this is what I mean by color. Pretty much just outlined, right? But there are a lot of these. Oh. Well, I think it said like 100 pages in it. There. Look at what the guy's wearing. So, whoa. Old Wives' Tale. It's an old book. It's been around forever. They've remade it and remade it and remade it. It's been turned into movies. You can look it up because I did. Anyway, it's in wonderful condition. Bidding starts. I do $7 on this book. If anybody at all is interested, nice, big, thick, heavy book with wonderful illustrations. 1940. They're all color pages. It's got a super long introduction to it. And then a preface by the author. I like that. That's all the characters that play in this book. I got Debbie in for 10, and Veronica is out. I want to thank you very much, Debbie, Mr. Scales, Mr. Pobby, Maggie, Sophia, Constance, Hollins, Mrs. Gaines, Dr. Herp, Mr. Critchlow, well, he sounds like a bat guy, and Mrs. Chetwynd. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous book. I think this is a good score for sure. So, thank you, Debbie. Thank you very much. Ladies, thank you very much for your bids. Debbie. Of course, your book's bigger than the box I have. Thanks. It's okay. Oh, let's see. This one will probably go in a different box. It's kind of big to fit in the box that I have. Unless I can find another box, which I probably might look for. It's okay. I have no shortage of boxes around the house, that's for sure. Thank you very much. Okay, let's see. I'm just gonna pull out a plum here. What I grab? Oh, Young Folks History Book, The Queens of England, and it is all the Queens of England, by Rosalind Kaufman. Oh yeah, this one's gorgeous. The binder is beautiful on this. It's all black. If you can't tell, because I'm too close, but all that scroll work on the side, it's very nice, and on the front. There you go. Let my stupid thing focus. Anyway, 5 starting. This is 1895. Has a beautiful cover, lots of graphics, and lots of pictures in it. And yeah. Queens of England. Lots of pictures in them. There you go. Let's see what we got. Matilda of Flanders, wife of William the Conqueror, 1031 to 1083. If you ever want to know about the queens or what it takes to be a queen, back then it took a king. See, landing of William the Conqueror. All I can think of is Mighty Python's Holy Grail. So I got Veronica in for 5. Ships of William the Conqueror from the Bayeux Tapestries. I've come across this book before, I think. Here's Margaret. Whoops, where'd she go? Yeah. Eleanor of Castile. Beautiful. Oh, Lord, let's see what we got here. The Tomb of Edward II, and we got Edward II and his jailers. Lots of illustrations in here. Anybody else besides Veronica in for 5? It's in really great condition. Sturdy, too. I wouldn't do this if I didn't feel comfortable with it. So, 1895. All right, going to Veronica. 5. Okay. Oh, let's see. Let's make it random. Here's a skinny one. Oh, yeah. This is a quick read, too. Making the House a Home by Edgar A. Guest. His last name is Guest. which blows my mind. This is 1922. Let's see, copyright. Yeah. He's also the author of Heap of Living, When the Day is Done, Path to Home, and Just Folks. No pictures in this one, but it's easy reading, large print, in a skinny book. $3 starting, making the house a home. And it talks about him doing exactly that. Like I said, it's easy reading, and this one is big for my eyes, so I can read it. It was fine furniture too, of course. It's long since ceased to service, but never in this world shall a dining set be duplicated for perfection of finish and loveliness of its design. That first oak dining table will linger in our memories for life. So it is exactly what the title says. He just filling up his house with furniture and carpentry, what he's thinking about, And somebody turned it into a book. Why not? $3. Anybody interested? Skinny weenie. Probably sit down and read it in less than an hour, depending on how fast you read. Okie dokie. Next. Okay, and now for something completely different. Here's another one of the newer ones, right? This one even has a dust jacket. 1981. What was the 2-3? Anyway, the craft of wood carving. There's some schmutz up here. That's not a chair. That's, I don't know, some kind of tar. It's not. It feels like paint, dry paint, honestly. But yeah, wood carving. Do lots of pictures, lots of inspiration for maybe crafting. I don't know so much about journaling, but a long time ago, I used to make things, three-dimensional things out of cardboard. That was my kind of crafting. I bought wood books, wood building. There's anything they can do with wood, you can do with cardboard. So, it wasn't always about the wood. Maybe you had to change your techniques or whatever, but it's wood carving, 1981. Did I put a price on it yet? What'd I say? 5? Anybody wants it, I'll do $3. You got that man, that woman in your life that loves to do wood carving or maybe make things with cardboard. There's some nifty looking things. Please don't ask, I don't know. Well, let's see what it says. Many large households kept small post box in the hall. This one's interesting in that it's octagonal and has a small drawer for stamps. There you go. Oh, I got Veronica in for 3. Different techniques on getting your wood ready. Pattern making. Pattern making is always nice to have. I probably could make a lot of this stuff out of cardboard. It's easy. It's not as hard as it looks. I don't know if I could do a complicated chair like that, but I could probably make one that's small. We got Veronica in for 3. Anybody else? Anybody else? Really? Woot! I got a sale. Oh, so there's a little set of those D&D miniatures I've showed you guys before. Do another one here. Oh yeah, this one's this one is really cool. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I did mark it down, right? I did put 3 in it, right? Yeah. Okay. This one's going to be 5 starting. It's in really good shape. Tom Swift and his Sky Racer. This is from a whole series of at least 10. So here's the back. It's in good shape. That's where it's been sitting on the, that's dust mostly. 1911, number 9 of 10, one of a series, and it does have a list. It is illustrated, and it's from Victor Appleton. And I have an Appleton book down here, and they date back to the early 1800s. So we'll go over that. But this is a different family member that did these things. But yeah, books for the Tom Swift series. Tom Swift and his motorcycle, Tom Swift and his motorboat, Tom Swift and his airship, Tom Swift and his submarine boat, and his electrical runabout, and his wireless message, almost said massage, uh, among the diamond makers, in the caves of ice, or the wreck of his airship. So, you know, it's a continuing serial, 1911, easy reading. We'll do 5 to start this one. Almost had a thought. I've seen these books here and there, the Tom Swift series. Almost thought of putting the whole thing together. It would probably take a while. Hey, where'd all my illustrations go? There you go. Says Tom Swift and his Sky Racer, or the quickest flight on record. I seem to be void of pictures. So, the illustrations might be the front. Oh yeah, and the advertisements in the back for other books. The Outdoor Girls series, same one that did the Bobsled Twins and Bunny Brown series. Advertisements, the Children's Crimson series, the Outdoor Chums series. Tom Swift, it's you know, definitely a intended for boys. So back then, the graphics on the front are just neat. Okay. Nobody wants you. 1893 on this next one. It is called The Pillar of Fire. This book has been remade and remade and remade. This is an early publication. I think I found 2 other publications before this one. The original and a reprint. And this is 1893, as I said. The Pillar of Fire is, I read this. Oh yeah. It has something to do with Jesus' time during the Egyptians, and it talks a lot about that area. I'm not verse. All I know is about Moses and the Egyptians. I don't know about any of the other stuff. So no illustrations. It's in good shape. I don't see any torn pages. There might be a rip here or there. I haven't seen any yet. I'm not saying that there isn't any. As I flip through the pages here, they all look pretty good. Okay, well, there's one here where it looks like got a little out. $3 starting bid on this one. If anybody wants it, Pillar of Fire, 1893, religious in nature. I'd probably just stick with that so I don't mess that up. A lot of the books that survived from the 1800s, whether it be the 1890s or the 1830s, are written by reverends. Because nobody wants to burn in hell for messing up a book, right? Yeah, it says The Pillar of Fire or Israel in Bondage by Reverend Professor J.H. Ingram. Oh, yeah, and the reverends were the usually well-educated people, too. So that's a bonus of being a servant of the Lord, is being educated. As opposed to, say, a man that has to work on the farm all the time. He doesn't have time for that. He's got to provide for his family and such. Well, here is a whole slew of stuff. I got Linda in for 3. Says, to the men of Israel, sons of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, kindred of Moses, the great lawgiver and friend of God. This book is inscribed by the author with the prayer that you of this generation who are dispensed in all the earth may behold and follow the light of the cross, as your fathers followed the pillar of fire, and enter at last the real canon under the true Joshua, Jesus the son of Abraham, who was also the son of God. That's a long script. But anybody else? I got Linda in for 3. Going once, going twice. So, thank you, Linda. There we go. Put that up there just in case I have to watch the video again. That is The Pillar of Fire to Linda Puckey for 3. I just put down Linda. If you like religious books, I got them. I have a Bible in the back that's very, very nice. It's huge. The front cover is extremely ornate, and it's got full color plates in it, and they're called plates because it's like each one was drawn. It's some people have problems selling Bibles online. I don't. Not when they're from the early 1800s and they're exquisite. I mean, it's a gorgeous, gorgeous thing. And there's no way I could offer what I want for it here, but I might show it off. Anyway, thank you very much, Linda. Okay, I tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and do a giveaway. I have my stuff ready to go. Ha ha ha. Yep. Choose a live stream. How about this one? I'm going to go ahead and we'll do this. I said I was going to give this away Sunday. I'm going to I'm going to give this away now. This is photograph. This is 1920s, mid 1920s. This is leather. Okay, this so it's in good condition because the leather lasts, right? Front and back both. Leather string, still intact. But I like the inscriptions on it there, the pictures. And there are photos in it, although most of the photos have been taken out. That was the price of me getting this. So, yeah. I got a couple pictures in here. These are marked 1926. What's that say? Conute Lake? I don't know. Conau? No, this might have been a tourist piece for all I know. There was another one in here. Where'd it go? Anyway, it's just black. It's got the spaces in it. Well, some of them have the spaces in it, so you can put your own photos in there. Let us share the screen. Okay, giveaway time. Let's put in hashtag photo. What do you think about that, ladies? Hashtag photo. PHOTO. Let's make sure I spell it right. Gonna be, well, can't see it now. Free leather bound photo thingy. I'll give you ladies a few minutes to jump in there. Looks like a couple sisters, Ruth and Elsie. And then there's, oh wow. So I'm looking at, I know it's small, but there's a car in the background that's really cool looking. You know, it's an oldie, Model A, Model T, something like that. This is a really neat. Oh, I probably should have looked it up. Conneaut. Sounds Canadian. Let's see. Anybody at all interested? Anybody else? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm going to start collecting. And we're ready to go. Hope everybody's in. Hashtag photo. Good luck, ladies. Veronica, congratulations. Woot. This is on its way to you. Well, it's on its way to your box. I'll do another one for the nights out. Hold me to it, ladies. You know those books you didn't buy? Okay. We do one more book, and then I'll start pulling out the a couple of the special ones. The ones I think are special. Yeah. Here's a little book. Oh, this one's really good. This is on heroes. It's called On Heroes. And here is the back. This isn't even the front of the book. Look at this. Isn't this gorgeous? It's in wonderful, wonderful condition. Nice gilding title here. It says On Heroes. Here is the front, which says On Heroes and Hero Worship. This book is 1840, so it's got a little bit of age to it. I know what this book is about because I actually took time to find out. It talks about certain people in life and how other people revered them and what they meant. But let's see. It talks about hero as divinity, and it talks about Odin. A hero as a prophet, and it talks about Muhammad of Islam. And then it talks a hero, a poet, and it talks about Dante and Shakespeare. So you see, it has that theme. Hero as a priest. It talks about Luther and his Reformation. Hero of man and letters. Talks about somebody I don't know. Hero as a king, and it talks about Cromwell and Napoleon. So it goes in that direction. How other people viewed these people, of worship, as it says. This is a gorgeous book. Just the covers. I'll do 5 starting, but it is in gorgeous, gorgeous book. 1840. It is in beautiful condition. Look at 1840, and it's still together. It's still tight. The pages aren't brittle. Somebody took care of this book. Of course, there's no illustrations. But yeah, it talks about how other people view these people, what those people stood for in their life. So that's what it is. It's beautiful, beautiful book. Just the back. Just the back. Of course, the front and the back look the same outside of the title, but it's got its typical shelfware, where it's sitting on there. Okay, I got Veronica in for 6 after Patty threw down a 5. It is beautiful. I'll show you the inside. There, words. Lots of words. Very wordy. Of course, I read a little bit of the Napoleon thing because I've always had a fascination with Napoleon, mostly his tactics of war. How badly he messed up everywhere and everybody else was just worse. He just happened to come out on top. Lecture number 5. The hero as man of letters. Johnson, Rosal, and Burns. And it's marked Tuesday, 19th May, 1840. So, 1840. Nice, nice, nice book. Nice book. I mean, even if you don't read and you just like pretty books, this is a pretty book. So, congratulations, Veronica, for 6. Anybody else interested? Anybody else? It's just Veronica. You can take her out back and beat her up. Throw her down a 7. Ain't nobody. Thank you, Veronica. Thank you, Patty. Going to you. Your stack of books. All right. I'm going to pull this one out. Everybody up here should know this book, or at least heard this book. But this is number 2 in the Alice in Wonderland stories. It's called Through the Looking Glass. Everybody should at least know of it. But Lewis Carroll made the first one was Alice in Wonderland, and the second one was Through the Looking Glass. Here we go. If it looks old, it's because it is old. Read it, and then we'll have story time. But yeah, now this book has a little wear, which is awesome. But this is almost like a denim cover. It feels like denim. But here's the back of it. It's part of the story. Is a wraparound cover. $18.97. It is inscribed inside. It says Jeanette from Aunt Ruth. Right up there at the top. That's my little mark telling me what the year is. I put that down in the other little notes so I can let you know, and I don't have to sit here and read it, Speed up the story. Through the Looking Glass. It has full color pages like that. That's just the first one. So, Through the Looking Glass has the story of the Jabberwocky. Also has the story of Tweedledee and Tweedledum. A story of their own is in here. This is a gorgeous book. $10 on this book. I'm sorry it's high, but full color pages. A lot of chapter 10 or X. She took off the table as she spoke, and she shook backwards and forwards with all of her might. The Red Queen made no resistance whatever, only her face grew very small, and her eyes got large and green. And still, as Alice went on shaking her, she kept on growing, shorter and fatter and softer and rounder, and then it stops. It's the Queen, from the cards. This is here's chapter number 11. It says waking, and it really was a kitten after all. That's it. That's the whole chapter. That's beautiful. The kitten thing. Let me see. The Jabberwocky stories in here. Arg. I had it. I was reading it. They got an illustration of the Jabberwocky in here that's, if I was a little kid, I'd be scared, that's for sure. Look at that. Full color pages here. There are the black and white pages, but there are these. And those are just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I think it says how many color pictures are on here. I think it said 100. Maybe that was another book. I don't want to hold you to that one. Thank you very much, Patty. 15. Wow. Looking Glass House, Chapter 2, The Garden of Live Flowers. Chapter 3, Looking Glass Insects. Chapter 6, Humpty Dumpty. Just for a bit of trivia, Humpty Dumpty was actually a cannon that sat atop a castle. And when the castle came down, the cannon came down and shattered, and nobody could put it back together. But that's a bit of trivia for you. What do you call yourself? The fawn said. So this book is great. It really is. if I find another one, I'm liable to keep it because, you know, everybody knows Lewis Carroll, you know, and some of the best writers of these stories. Here's the one with Tweedledum and Tweedledee. So, you know, he did some things that altered his view of real world and then wrote some things. So it's a good purchase. I hope you enjoy this book, Patty. Thank you very much. Let me do this for my own good. Patty Crane, congratulations. Just in case I have to go back and watch this again. But I think I'm doing it right. Patty. Hope you enjoy your book, Patty. I know I would. Ooh, I love this story. Cool info. Uh, yeah, it's just how my damaged brain works. I am chock full of useless information. Okay, let's bring out the big one. Now, I told you that one book was done by Victor Appleton, the Tom Swift book. Here's the people that started it all. This is volume 6. Yes, there are other volumes. There are tons of illustrations in this. This is 1871. What the heck did I write down? Oh, yeah, the Appleton Journal, which was a publication that was put out when we were settling America and expanding, colonizing. But this is what it looked like. This book is big, it is thick, and it is full. Uh, but this is basically a newspaper of the day. I don't want to say that. Maybe like a Reader's Digest. It just had anything and everything that was going on at the time. Uh, it reads like a newspaper. Oh, lots of illustrations in it. I know a lot of you ladies like the illustrations too. I'm sorry, get my fingers out the way. But let's see. Here's a quarry, Anastasia Island, St. Augustine, St. Francis Street in St. Augustine. Scenes. It's talking about scenes in St. Augustine. What we got here? Varieties from the museum. It has a real fancy scroll work in the lettering. This book's in great condition. It holds up. I don't want to pull too much, but uh, just illustrations, and you could spend a year in this book easily. This is a really nice book. I think at some point it might have got water on it, but all the pages seem to be fine. There's, it's like it folded, or maybe they put something in it and it laid that way for a while, like a ruler, maybe. I don't know. But there's all kinds, and that's only halfway through. All kinds of stuff. Andy, how much do you want for this book? I've looked these books up. They're pricey, but I'm not going to do that to you, ladies. I'll do 20 starting on this one. So this one's worth it. Trust me on that. Trust me indeed on that one. One lady with overpowering voice seemed to be directing everything and everybody. Saturday, October 1871. Price 10 cents. That's this. That's this one. You'd be spending days in here to read it. And it even has all the advertisements that were found in this journal. So all this is a compilation of all the journals in order as they come out, and they had to put them in like 8 or 9 volumes, and this happens to be number 6. And all that stuff is in the 1800s, and it talks about politics. It talks about uh, the natives. It talks about just anything and everything going on at the time. This is how you got your news. This is one of the more popular items of how you got your news. So, correspondence, and they talk about Darwinism here. Printed in Hamilton, Ohio, August 27th, 1871. All these are apparently 1871. So, here's a book or a little story. Here's that thing. You know, these are gorgeous. I got Veronica in for 20. How many are in it? How many what are in it? Here's another one. Look at that one. How many of a story is in it? Maybe publications, I guess. Let me find out. Oh, how many pages? A lot. Thing is, let me see if they have a page count. Yep, they sure do. Last page is 764 pages. So almost as thick as It. Stephen King's It was 1,019 pages or something like that. I read it. Sorry, I did. Yeah. Little birdie. Now the outside has some wear. It's sat in the garage for a long time, so. And there's no fancy scroll work or anything up there. If you ever wanted to know what was going on at the time and people's views on things, of course, everything's influenced by newspapers back then and opinions back then. But, you can kind of like the same now, but it's an interesting reading. Like I said, I deal in history, and this is history. This is history from the horse's mouth right here. I love this stuff. What's this say? Woo! So, and the illustrations are just Lookout Mountain cliffs east of the point. So these people are trailblazing and getting stuff from the museum and surveying uncharted territory. So back when men were real men. So we got. I got Veronica in for 20. Does anybody else have any interest in the book? Do you have another one like it? No, I do not. I do not. But I can always be on the lookout for one. Okay. Big book. Knock somebody out with this sucker. It's weighty. And it's in good shape. Is that 1871? Finding books from, say, like before 1850 in good shapes, rare. I will most certainly be on the lookout. The Appleton's journals and any others that are similar to this nature, I'm always into books when I go there because I have an outlet to sell them here. So, well, most definitely. Miss Punky, do you still need your books for Egypt or the Silk Road? Because I have that marked here. And Patty says, oh, yeah, the accordion cards for PCs. That's right. Hmm. Okay. Okay. Yeah, if I can find them. I just didn't know if somebody had already done the Egyptian books yet. I don't know what you said it was for, but come on, Andy, think. Oh, thinking is a struggle sometimes. Thank you very much, Veronica. I have nowhere to put this big old heavy book. Okay, so the Looking Glass and the Appletons ones, those were two that I wanted to show you. Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, I like those books. So I'll be looking out for those. Those are easy to spot. What we got here? This one's called Laddie, a true blues story. Leaves be green. There you go. Has some condition issues here. Starting on this book's 3. This is from 1913. Books by this person has done things. The Song of Cardinal Freckles. I've shown that book before. I know that book. At the Foot of the Rainbow, Birds of the Bible, Music of the Wild, other books. Uh, easy reading for this old person. Nice big letters. And it is just a story. I did not look at this one. It does have illustrations. Also, the other, yeah. Oh. Tell you what, there's these books. I think this is number 2 of a. All these books were acquired from the auction house that I go to, but they explained that it was their number 2 haul from a hoarder house, and I did score a lot of books. And they said there's more coming. There wasn't. They were saying there was no room to walk in the house. It was hoarder house. And then I was talking with Bill, who's the guy that runs the auction. He said it was from George. I said George, and then he described George is a guy that I talked to. He'd passed away, and his family didn't want to mess with the house because it was a hoarder house. It was a true hoarder house. But George came to every auction. He apparently just didn't have anywhere to put the stuff at his house. But he was very much into trains and hit and miss engines. If you know what those are little steam powered things. You get them going and they shoot, steam goes out and they work. He was a collector of those. I'm waiting to get my hands on those. Yeah, but I talk to this guy George all the time, and then his stuff is at the auction house. I kind of wonder if that's what's going to happen to me, because all my stuff is going to go to them, and any money I make from it goes to the family. My family doesn't want my stuff. I don't want that burden on them. So anyway, $3. Oh, let's see. That's Laddie. All right. This one's got several different color covers, which is a common practice with this kind of publishing. This is by G.A. Henty. You can look up his name. This is a controversial book, but it's called With Lee in Virginia. Here's the front, and there's different covers from the same publication from the same year. Oh, 3 for the laddie. Okay, you got it, Veronica. This is early 1900s, possibly 1909, I think. But I got it marked bad book. But it talks about this person's views, and it is strictly this person's views about the slave trade. And I looked into it, and I'll tell you what the book is about, and then you can make up your mind if you want it or not. But is this person's views that slavery would have been okay if they treated their slaves with respect and honor? But that's what it's about. It also talks about their views about the slaves being inadequate in education or thought processes, white superior race crap. So that's what it is. It is a controversial book, but graphics wise, it's okay. 1909, and just because it is the book that it is, I got to do $3 in it. Good night, everybody. Whoops. Yeah. Okay. But if you, I'm not gonna judge a person for their views, but I am gonna tell you what the book is about, so you know you're walking into what you're walking into. But again, early 1900s, and this was probably the view of a lot of people, honestly, back then. Some people now too, idiots. Anyway, so I got Veronica in for 3 on the With Lee in Virginia, and this Henty guy, he wrote other books and all pretty much with the same viewpoint. So 3 and 3. Anyone else? Have 2 here for 3 apiece for Veronica. Thank you very much, Veronica. So I've talked about it before, but when I ship books, like Veronica has already purchased like probably about 5 or 6 pounds in books. This one book is a pound on its own. There's something called media mail. Media mail is where you're supposed to ship books in, not magazines. Books. And it was supposed to be a cheap way to do that, but Ground Advantage, GA, if you look at the shipping label, it says G on it or GA. That's Ground Advantage. That's the new post office way of saying first class. But Ground Advantage is actually cheaper. I've had people request me to send something media mail because it would be cheaper. And I had to let them know that that is not the case. You know, but once you get up into the 10-pound rate, yeah, then media mail is about the same. So, and media mail is going away. They're going to get rid of it. Post office is going to get rid of it. What? And postal rates will be going up. Postal rates go up twice a year, just like taxes. Your price of a postage stamp currently is 73 cents, and they'll probably go up another 6 or 7 cents. It usually happens sometime between spring and summer, and then it'll happen again right before Christmas. It happens every year. Everybody's going, oh my God, shipping, blah, blah, blah. Happens every year, twice a year, without fail. And it's been that way. As somebody that's in the business of shipping, you know those things. This is a pretty neat book. This is pressed. I mean, you know, it's bumpy. I can't really show it, but it's there you go. There's that. It's in nice shape. It's got this cool looking side. This is Little Journeys to the Homes of the Great. And it's got a really nice look. It's in a really nice condition. This is 1928. This book was published in 1928. Inside, there's an inscription that says, with love to my darling wife from Ernest, Christmas 1941. Why he gave this to her, I don't know, but it's about great men in history. But okay. There you go. Here, honey, here's all the great men more than you. I don't know. I just don't. Let's see. The men it talks about: George Eliot, Thomas Carlyle, John Ruskin, William Gladstone, Jonathan Swift. We know that name. Walt Whitman. Know that name. Victor Hugo, William Wordsworth, Charles Dickens, uh, William Shakespeare. Most of these people are writers. Huh. Yeah. I know. It could be something easy, maybe, you know, a lot of the writers. It's what these people are, writers. Poets, Shakespeare, poetry, basically. So, yep. I don't know all of them, but I know a few. Let's see. George Eliot. That was a female, by the way. Oh. And okay, so I learned this from my mother. George Eliot was a person of interest to the composer Chopin. Anyway, back in a time when Men made all the money. Women couldn't do books. They weren't allowed. Things like that. Uh, yeah, so she was under the pseudonym George Eliot, and she's in here. And there's even a picture of them. Everybody's got a picture of who they are. Some of these guys look like bad guys on. I'm stuck on Stephen King, like on Stephen Children of the Corn. There, George Eliot. So, uh, nice book, nice cover. It's contoured. It's in good shape. Good reading. Walt Whitman. That's everybody knows. You watched Breaking Bad, right? WW, bad guy Walt Whitman. That's what they thought. There he is, poet. Um, Victor Hugo. I have no idea. Anyway, $3 starting on this one. It's actually a $5 book, but I'll do 3. Really nice side on it. Really, not all books come with this kind of 3-dimensional thing up here. Debbie. I got Debbie in for 3. This is volume 1, Good Men and Great Men. And it's so. I don't know everybody. And it's got some other things in here. Gave the world to William Shakespeare. It also gave Mary Ann Evans. No one of question. Her real name is Mary Ann Evans. I got Debbie in for 3. Anyone else? Anyone else? I like the spine. This looks like it belongs in one of those old oaken dens, With love to my darling wife. I love that. I love inscriptions like that. Those are neat. I got to go into Debbie. Thank you very much, Debbie. That one will probably fit. I've got a few more, and then we'll call it an evening. My next show on a Tuesday, I'll fill up another crate. I can probably fill up a crate a couple more times, and then after that, I'm gonna have to go buy more books. This is Little Prudy's storybook by Sophie May. This is 1893. Anna Catherine de Hoff. Anyway, Little Pretty Storybook by Sophie May. Sophie May has other works, and they are listed in here. Starting on this book, I'll do 3 on this book. It's been used. Somebody liked this book. Let's see, other Sophie May's complete works: Little Folks Books, Little Prudy's Children, Little Prudy Stories, Dottie Dimple series. Bing, bing, bing. Okay. After all that, I got Patty in for 5. Anybody else? Little Prudy's Fairy Book. They do have illustrations in them. This book of fairy tales is dedicated to little Bessie. Hey, when you see the when you look at these, if you ever squint and actually read this stuff, it says entered according to the Act of Congress, but in year 1865 by so and so. 1865 is when they passed the rules that people need to start put copyrights and dates, but not everybody followed those rules. So fairy book. Now I thought of an entertainment. Ahem. Yesterday I entered a certain Englishman's house. Here Grace pointed through the window towards Mr. Sherwood's cottage. Yep, there are some illustrations in it. Still have Patty in for 5. Wild Robin. Little bits of poetry in between. The Elf of Light. Pretty, pretty, pretty book. Okay, got it. Going to Patty. The next auction at my regular auction house is nothing but antique tools, and that's really not my thing. So I probably won't be going there. But I have 2 other auction houses that I do attend from time to time, and it looks like I'll be attending them. Ooh, what kinds of stuff I get there isn't going to be the kind of stuff I get here, but we'll see. Okay, I got something special for all you journalists. This is really neat. I did research on this to figure it out. I want you to see the front and the back. You see this? This is a handmade book, and it is upside down. And it is, this book was made between 1935 and 1945 by the Milwaukee Handicraft Project, which you can look up, sponsored by Milwaukee State Teachers College Works Progress Administration, Wisconsin. Okay, so you can wiki this, that Milwaukee Handicraft Project, and poop. The I can't, Roosevelt, the president after the Depression, Hoover. Did I miss the military book you spoke of? Oh, no, Debbie. That'll be next week, Debbie. Okay, so back then, to get women to work and to spur the economy, $5 billion, I think, was awarded to get people to put together stuff. Anyway, it's done by all women. It is just a blank book, journal book, whatever you want to call it. A lot of blank pages, except for the middle. First assignment by Edith Brown. And for some reason, they wrote down some poems. Let's see. There's this one in the, yeah, this one. This one's, I don't know. It speaks to those people that are going through depression and uplifting kind of thing. Dreams that are spun like levers falling in the autumn. It's poetry. Whether this person copied them or wrote these poems, I don't know. But the pages in the middle of the book, say about 6 pages, are filled with poetry, handwritten. Whether it's from 35 to 42. I don't know, but I know this was made between those times. And it's, I don't know. Whew, I don't know. I'll do a 5 star. Yeah, sure, why not? Give everybody a shot at it. So this is, if that thing matters to you, this is made by women during a time when the government gave money to get women to work so they could put bread on the table because everybody's broke. And yeah, it's just a blank journalistic type thing. You could fill it in if you want. They got something that meant something to them in here. I want to cry. Less I cannot. Tears won't come tonight, not like tears of past nights that flowed as great falls. Besides, what will tears solve? Not the loneliness, not the despair, not over, bleh, you know. But it in the end is like I exist, I am, and that is something wonderful in itself. And it's, I don't know, it touched me some kind of way. That's all I can say. I would cry tonight, but what would that accomplish? Instead, I will laugh and shout, "World, you haven't beaten me yet!" And yet my laughter will be choked in my short, weak, and gagging. And yep. So I'm not gonna ruin it. It's pretty neat. That construction right there is neat. $5 for the journal. I don't know what else to call it. So if you're interested, let me know. Veronica's just gonna buy them all. Let's see. Here's another. This one's really nice. This book is going to start at $10. Okay. Yeah, I got you, Veronica. Thank you. The cover on this is gorgeous, and this was inside. You got kicked off. Were you okay? Your internet reset and you got kicked off? Well, I didn't kick you out, Linda. You're always welcome here. Anyway, inside this book, there's this. A bookmark place thingy. But this is called Nobody's Girl by Hector Malot. Here's the back. It has some, that's meant to be there, okay? That's not worms or something, but that's just a funky way. This is the deluxe version of Nobody's Girl. The not deluxe version is a bland book. The cover is no pretty cover. There's no illustrations, anything like that in it. But this is the deluxe version. And it does have full color pictures in. And that's what makes it deluxe. Well, I thought I had a 1929 on it. And here's a list of illustrations. And you can see what the illustrations are. There's the titles of the illustrations. It's called Nobody's Girl. It's a good read. It's a nice thick book. The it's a good solid book. Looks like somebody stopped right here in the middle. Well, where did you stop? Let's find out. Here's a full colored. You can't get back on. Get back on here? I don't. Is anybody else having any problems, or is it just... Anyway, I got you 10 on this one. The deluxe version. Okay. Well, all I can tell you is to reset your internet. I'll play Microsoft support. Turn off your computer. Turn it back on. Is it plugged in? Anyway. Well, Linda, it's definitely not me because I want you in here. I want as many people as I can in here. Here's the... You open the book and this thing's... Of course, I got my 1929 deluxe edit right there in the middle, but this is a gorgeous book. And I actually looked it up what it's about, and I didn't write it down, and of course I can't remember. But you can find the wiki on this. It'll tell you. Pictures. There was great surprise when the villagers saw the head of the firm seated beside the little girl. Yes. Wow. All right. Well, if you're interested, Nobody's Girl Deluxe Edition, $10. Good, sturdy construction. Funky covering. I bet this is a young girl's, like maybe a young teen's girl book. Another book. This one's called Black Boy. There you go. And I know what it's about. It is in the it is a story. This is 1945. 10? Okay, Patty. Thank you. I got you. Well, this is from the view of a black man and his brother growing up in the time, and yeah, that's what it is. So this is from the lips of the black person. This isn't against that. You get the nice little red ribbon that came with the book. Hattie, I'm going to write this down before I forget. Anyway, $3 starting on that one. Thank you very much, Patty. This one's called Black Boy by Richard White. The side is really the only... There's nothing on the front. Little thing down here, this is the publisher. That's about it. Like I said, 1945. By the same author that did Uncle Tom's Children, Native Son, and 12 Million Black Voices. But yeah, this is what it's like for them growing up in a time. What time that is, I don't know. But like I said, $3 starting bid. Rather bland book. This is in the 40s because they're talking about things. Well, I never read the newspaper. It wasn't much. But boy, the magazine supplement. What stories? I'm reading the serial of Zane Grey's Riders of the Purple Sage. I stared at him in complete disbelief. Riders of the Purple Sage? Yeah. Do you think I could sell those papers? Sure. I have 50 cents a week and I have stuff to read, he exclaimed. So, if you want it, Black Boy starts at 3. And the last one I'm going to show tonight is Famous Leaders of Character. Nice book. Good shape. Quick. 1922 first printing. There you go. Guess who's up front? There's T. Roosevelt, y'all. Nice. Book's in really good condition. It has that symbol on it. Mom told me what that was. She retired nurse. So nice graphics and some illustrations in this of the people that it talks about. Great leaders. Let me go through the great leaders. Robert E. Lee's in there. In the front, there is an inscription. It says Junior Stiebeck from Frank Tappy. That's all I can think of. December 25th, 1928. Now, this is a 1922 book. Anybody interested in this book, I'll do. It's the last book of the night. I'll go ahead and start at 3. Normally should do 5, but I'm not gonna. If it gets up there, that's fine. Let me see. Where is the contents? See, these old books before 1930s and 40s, they aggravate me sometimes. I've got Debbie in for 3 first. Okay, so the people it talks about in here, William Lloyd Garrison, the man who paved the way for Lincoln. Robert E. Lee, Abraham Lincoln, Charles Sumner, Horace Greeley, Wendell Phillips, he's a abolitionist, Edward Hale, Leland Stafford, Charles William Eliot, educational guy, Philip Brooks, Moody and Sankey, pioneer evangelists. Grover Cleveland's in here. John Burroughs, Henry Cabot Lodge, defender of the Constitution, lawyer. Woodrow Wilson, Theodore Roosevelt. Quite a few in here. Booker T. Washington, William Jennings Bryan. It says a crusader of advanced ideals. Major General Leonard Wood, Charles Evan Hughes, Warren Harding, Judge Kennesaw Mountain Landis. What a name, Mountain. Supreme Court of Baseball. Okay. Benjamin Berlindsey, I got Veronica M for 4. Calvin Coolidge. And here is a list of illustrations. And there are quite a few, and it's one of each of these people. But there you go. Robert E. Lee. Robert E. Lee. I got Debbie in for 5. It's a really nice book. It's in good shape. I'm there. So I don't want to do that too much. But just to show you, it still has its integrity about it. Good, solid, thick book. These are nice. It's a nice book. I like this book. And I forget what my mom called that thing. But yeah. Okay. I got Debbie in for 5. Any other takers? Yep. Okay. Thank you very much, Debbie. And for those that stuck around, I'm going to do one more giveaway because I don't do them enough, I think. Whoops. No, I don't want to do that. Andy, what would you give away? Well, I don't know. What should I give away? Let's give away one of Veronica's books. No, wait. I won't do that. Oh, my goodness. Well, I've only got... tell you what I'm going to do. I know a lot of people, nobody bid on it, but this is a historical book. You can look up the wiki, you can find it right away. This thing right here. And it'll tell you what it is. And a lot of them are empty, so you can do what you want in it. Maybe add to the history. Go hide it out somewhere else. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and give this away. Really nice book. I just love this. I can't stop feeling the side of the book. I know that's weird, but it's just, I handle a lot of books, and this one, and this part here is all leather. I mean, it's really good craftsmanship. It really is. They took time with this book. Anyway, I'm going to do this hashtag book. If you're interested, this one's free to the winner. If you're interested, go ahead and put in hashtag book. Good. I can't see my lighted keyboard because the light's on it. Let's share the screen. Give it a minute or two. This is the last thing I'm doing. I want to thank everybody very, very much. Your purchases. A lot of these books are really cool. I got more really cool books. And like I said, next week I will have that 1911 Army book on how to be a proper Army guy. It tells about, uh, it shows the guns of the time that the Army was using and how to use them and how to refire and all kind. It's just really really neat stuff. And I bought books. I didn't sit there and look at the books because I really don't have time to do that when I'm at the auction because it's like, okay, we're doing this much, and then there's three or four people going, two, three, 10, 5, and I'm sitting there putting stuff up, and this is towards the end of the auction, and it's really hectic. So you just bid on things, and then you get time to look at them, and that's what happens. Okay, well, I got Veronica and Patty. Or start collecting comments. Well, it's a flip of the coin. Maybe I should just flip a coin. Here we go. Good luck. There we go. Patty. Thank you very much. Do yourself a favor and look up the history on this because it's kind of neat and it's easy to find too. Depends on how much you trust Wiki. But there's other things. Patty free. Okay, ladies. That's what I got. Look at that. 2 hours. Oh my God, 2.5 hours. This is a long show. Maybe I shouldn't fill up my crate next time. Okay, so that's what I got this Sunday. I've got more stuff. Yep. Odds and ends. I'm going to go through things that you're only going to see one more time, and then out it goes, or it might go to Amber Show where everything's a buck or two. So yeah, everybody have a great night. Thank you very much for showing up, and I hope to see you again on the next show. Good night, ladies. Good deals for all. Ta-ta for now.